Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome my new subscribers. I see I've had a few join since I've done my last video, so welcome. Today I'm doing a quick catch up on the plants that I've moved into my house that were sort of out in my conservatory before, or the deflasked babies that I haven't edited the video on the deflasking, and I promised it and I haven't done it. Sorry about that. So some of these are the Petiopedilums that I purchased about a year ago, and some of them have been up-potted and put into a new kind of mix. Some of them, the middle one, the container is still mostly in the fern fibre, and I'm finding that they don't seem to grow quite as much all in the fern fibre as when I change them into a different kind of media. So these were purchased, I think, about August last year. Some of them I've had a little bit longer than that. That tall one at the back has been, I've had longer. And then there are just two here on the left-hand end that are in bigger pots and in fern fibre. And at some stage I might actually decide to repot them out. The mix that I'm using here has wood, it has some fern fibre, it has some pumice, and it has some charcoal, so that seems to be a really nice mix. And when I change them over, they just really seem to get a new boost. So up here are the smaller size ones from August last year, and some of those are in bark and some of them are in fern fibre. So because I have an absolute lack of space in my tiny little house, I've put these onto a stand at the end of my bed. And yes, unfortunately, I am finding that I get a few little black bugs in my house, even though it's winter. But they can't stay out in the conservatory. It's too costly to heat out there. So this one here was one of the ones I deflasked. These are a species Phalaenopsis, except for one other plant growing in there, or two other plants growing in there. I have my Cattleya on the right hand side, and I think this one here is a path. So that's the Ludiminiana. Some more of the Ludiminiana are, sorry, don't pan too fast, are up here. Some of them, the bigger ones that had really big long roofs, are in individual pots. So this one here is pretty newly deflasked. So these are also a species phal, and they are hieroglyphica. So they will be really cute. And then over on this end shelf here, I just have a few other paths and bigger Schillerianas. So this was the flask of Schillerianas that I did. And under each shelf there's little strip lighting. I'll see if I can show you those as well. They're on an app that I can change. So most of the phals that are on the shelf here are ones that were from Flask that a friend of mine flasked for me, and they were crosses, hybrids that I did from my own Phalaenopsis. Just a few different little stragglers over there. And up on my top shelf I have some that have flowered. So up here there's that one is my Hello Sparkle, but she still has two more spikes to flower. My big red path that's going out, it's just about finished, and a few other things there. So I have some light bulbs that are ones that I can change colour. So that one there I actually bounce up to the ceiling and then let my nice white ceiling bounce some light back down onto everything. On that top shelf, that's the only lighting the top shelf gets. That one under there has strips of LEDs that I've threaded through the shelving, because that's wire rack shelving that's kind of open. As you can see here, I've put plastic covering on the shelves to stop some of the water if there is any once I've watered coming out and leaking down onto the lighting. So that's on a few of the shelves. Again, that little strip has that form of lighting. The bottom shelf that has a much bigger gap down to the floor has a different strip lighting. So they're on wide strips and there's only 2 of them, but they're also colour changing ones. I can actually show you the box, what they are. That's what brand they are. Brilliant Smart. So the light bulb up the top is also a Brilliant Smart light bulb, which means that I can change the colours of the strips, or I can change the colour of the bulbs. So that's my tiny wee grow space in my bedroom. It's not creating too much moisture, and it was just one place that I could stick a little shelf of plants to keep them growing. Cheers.